What is Rift Wizard? Well, on the surface level, we have a wizard right here. And over here, we have a rift. Bam! Wizard Rift. Rift Wizard. But the question shouldn't be what is Rift Wizard? It should be why is Rift Wizard? It should be why you, yes you, should play Rift Wizard. A question I will now answer for you. To ruin my video retention rate and undermine the algorithmic overlords, Rift Wizard is a game for people who 1. Like strategic thinking and planning, 2. Enjoy challenging but fair gameplay, and 3. Fancy themselves combat of the turn-based nature. So if you're looking for Twitch-based reactionary combat in real time, you could safely let this video continue playing while you go get a snack or something. Alright, now that some of you are off getting snacks, let's get the rest of you up to speed on my favorite game of 2021, Rift Wizard. And yes, that was a stealthy plug for my top 10 games of 2021 video, which is in the description below, and there's probably an annotation on the screen right now. Come on, click on stuff. Anyway, the crux of this game is simple. Every floor, you collect 3 spell points. Those are these little blue orbs over here, alright? Memory orbs, spell orbs, whatever you want to call them. The game calls them memory orbs, but they're referred to by spell points, so I call them spell orbs. Because I'm edgy. Edgy like that or something, I don't know. Anyway, you could spend these to learn spells from your spell book. As you can see, there are a lot of spells. So many spells. If you don't want to get a spell, what you can learn is a passive upgrade known as a skill. There are synergies between these things that you could spend your points on, allowing you to build your wizard in very specific and powerful ways. You use these powerful builds to clear 24 floors, and then you kill your evil counterpart, Mordred, on floor 25. That's your win condition. 24 floors, a 25th with Mordred, kill him, win the game. It's very hard to do, but very rewarding. I love it. As I mentioned in that little TLDR blurb, Rift Wizard is a brutally hard turn-based roguelike game, but despite the random nature of the genre, it's incredibly fair and informative to the player. Outside of the challenge runs, that is, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. Let's follow my little wizard here for a moment, shall we? And I'll show you what I mean. So over here we have a titular rift. If we mouse over the rift, you get a quick and dirty breakdown of what's inside. As you can see here, we got some goblins, some bats, and some displacer beasts, along with an enchantment circle and mana potion storm troll ground. If we have our little magical buddy peek his head inside, though, we get to see the next level. We currently have full knowledge of the layout, the items, shrines and magic circles, and of course all the enemies and spawners and their positions. Furthermore, we could see the stats, abilities, and resistances for those enemies by mousing over them. So we know everything. That means if I wander into this rift, there are absolutely 0 surprises waiting for me. Nothing. Nothing here is outside of my expectations now. I can take measures to avoid levels that are resistant to my type of damage that I'm working with. I can avoid enemy types that I dislike. I can opt for floors that support my build. Or I can simply opt to take whatever seems like the easiest path for me. This system means I can play the game with a planned build from the word go, or I can pop into a run and make choices based on what shrines and circles I find. I enjoy playing the game both of these ways, though honestly I think I prefer starting a game with a very specific build in mind. Often very silly builds, but that's kind of the fun for me, you know? I could really just theory craft to my heart's content, then jump in any run I want and make that happen, with the exception of maybe a few shrines that I have to get lucky to find, but those are never core to any build. Now sure, you can pew-pew spells like a normal wizard, but with 141 spells and 74 skills across 17 schools of magic, there are a lot of combinations, allowing for a vast number of builds. So it's easy to sit down and decide that today you're going to turn Rift Wizard into a base building game by focusing only on spawner-based conjuration magic, turret-based summons, and self-enchantment spells that turn you into a slime who spawns more slimes, or a stationary eye turret with laser beams, taking shrines that enhance your minions or your enchantments as you go. Shrines, by the way, like this one here, and special effects to your spells. This could be as simple as flat damage increase, or as complicated as summoning a number of friendly creatures based on the total damage done by the spell per cast, with all kinds of fun things in between. This one, for instance, it will enhance my dark spell with whenever this spell or a minion the spell summons deals damage to an enemy, that enemy loses that much max HP. They cannot heal it back. Their total health is shrunk down. And given that my particular run today is a dark run, this is kinda good for me. Circles, meanwhile, relate to the various schools of magic that your spells and skills fall into. Find an ice circle, for instance, and everything related to ice is reduced in cost by 1 spell point. In this case, we have a sorcery circle, so if I stand on the sorcery circle, go into spells, and then sort just by sorcery, these are all the things that get discounted. The fact that the full list of spells and skills at your disposal is really at the heart of why I love this game as much as I do. I never lose a run and think it happened because of bad RNG. I never wail and gnash my teeth at some injustice of chance. Instead, I do these things after I realize I forgot that an enemy is immune to a damage type, and that's my fault. Losing almost always feels like it's my fault, and that's what I want to feel. I don't want to feel like the game cheated me. I want to feel like I fucked up. And that makes me want to play more of the game to get better. That's how you improve, you know? And Rift Wizard is fundamentally driven by my skill as a player, and less so about my ability to use bad weapons or skills that I'm given through RNG, which is usually my main complaint with any other roguelike, you know? There are so many roguelikes I really enjoy that sometimes I just restart in the early stages, like Binding of Isaac, you know? Your first few floors, you don't get anything good, it doesn't feel good, you usually just think, I'll just start over. Same with Enter the Gungeon, you know? A string of brown chests, and you're like, maybe I'll just start over. That's never a problem with Rift Wizard. It's always exactly what your skill level can achieve and nothing else. And that's my favorite. The other big draw of this game for me is the Archmage Trials. These 13 brutally hard challenge runs of the game. These will limit your spells and skill options, change how enemies work, reduce your rift or item options, and more. Some of these are pure tests of skill, such as beating the game with only the Summon Wolf spell. Others add a bit more reliance on RNG and can be a tad more frustrating because of that. For instance, having only 1 rift per floor means less chances to avoid counter-synergistic floors, or falling into the problem of not finding potions. That could be a bit more frustrating than the base game, but the challenge is still welcome. It's nice as an option. The weekly run is a randomly generated challenge run as well, allowing for infinite challenge runs. Folks post their wins for these weekly challenges in the Discord all the time, so if you ever feel like boasting about beating a particularly brutal one, now you know where to go and brag. The graphics of the game are super simple, but that simplicity affords the player readability. You'll always be able to quickly scan a level and know what you're dealing with, and then a simple mousing over will give you the rest of what you need. My only real aesthetic complaint is with the lack of soundtrack variety. The music in the game is the same across 24 of the 25 floors, and that can get a bit droning after a while. The other tracks are the Final Floors track and the menu music. I need a little bit more variety than that. Even though I do like the music, I just need a little bit more. And that just about covers the basics here of what Rift Wizard is. This is a game where you can become lightning itself. You can create magical engines of freezing and burning enemies to create steam elementals. You want to be a necromancer? Turn everything living into skeletal minions. Use Pain Mirror to hurt everything anytime you get hurt. Challenge yourself to dumb idea builds, like only using automated spells, or trying to make chaos-only magic work for you. The variety of ways you can tackle a run of this game is mind-boggling. If you have a favorite build, please tell me about it in the comments below. Personally, for me, I'm a huge fan of my lightning build that I like to run. You're going to see that soon in a video coming up called How to Beat Rift Wizard While Blind Drunk, because I'm so confident in that build that, like, if you're brand new at this game, I will drunkenly walk you through winning. I also really enjoy Cascade Dark with a little bit of lightning, which is the footage that's been playing for most of this. Really, this is a stealth review of Rift Wizard, but I wanted to do it in a way where I can introduce people to the game and kind of get them familiar with it without just talking about what I like about the game. It's a pretty cool build, I mean, did you see the cascade stuff that was going on? I can kill like 1,000,000 ghosts in one cast of Death Shock. It's such a fun way to play the game. And then, if you do start playing Rift Wizard, and you beat it a few times, you take on some of those challenge runs, and you're satisfied, but you're done with the game, you're bored of it now, go to the Discord, the official Rift Wizard Discord, I'll link it down below, and go to the mod section, and just witness the game evolve in countless ways, because the modding community for this game is on point, and there's so many new additions thanks to them. And now, like, this is the best time to get into it because Rift Wizard 2 is in the works. The developer announced in the Discord that they're not updating the game anymore because Rift Wizard 2 is their priority and they have a lot of exciting ideas for it. And I'm excited. And I also hope that you give Rift Wizard a try yourself. If you want an idea for a good beginner's build, again, check out my companion video, How to Win Rift Wizard While Blind Drunk. If you want to see even more than that, I got a whole bunch of runs over on the VOD channel from the stream. That's linked below, or it's going to be on screen in a second. Go check those out. And I'll hopefully have some more Rift Wizard content here as well, because I like Rift Wizard and I want to talk about it. But you got both locations, and there's hundreds of hours of Rift Wizard here just from me. And then the internet as a whole, you got even more. And of course, if you enjoyed yourself, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, it really helps and I appreciate it. If you really liked it, maybe go check out the Patreon and become a member. And of course, I hope to see you around in the streams and in the Discord so we can hang out and chat. All relevant links below or on the screen now. And of course, if you have any comments or questions or fun stories about Rift Wizard, hit me up in the comments below. I love you. Goodbye. And this is my first recorded video since being bedridden sick for a solid month. My voice is still not quite all the way back yet. So thanks for putting up with my squeaky voice every once in a while. More videos to come, I promise. Bye-bye.